This story is called The Chocolate Chip Cookie Ghost. Once upon a time, a mama ghost lived in a big, old, spooky house with her 5 baby ghosts. They were very happy there. They spent all day flying and hiding and playing. Their names were Gregory, Gavin, Gilbert, Gabby, and George. Do you want to know a joke that they loved? What did the little ghost have in his nose? Boogers. They lived with a little old lady who loved sweets, and she would have been happy to share her sweets with the little ghosts, but they weren't allowed to eat them. Their mother said that they were only allowed to eat white food, like cauliflower and vanilla ice cream. But one spooky night in October, they ran out of white food to eat. So Mama Ghost said, I'm going to go to the store to buy us some more white food. Be good while I'm gone. Practice your scaring and don't eat any food you find in the house that isn't white. And she went off to the store. And as soon as she was gone, the littlest ghost, George, said, I'm hungry. The other ghost said, there isn't any white food in the house for us to eat. And George said, we could have some of the little old lady's sweets. And the other ghost said, but we're not allowed to. And George said, Mama will never know. And he convinced the other little ghost to try some of the sweets. Gregory went first. He took a bite of a sweet, and it was tasty. And then there was a tickle in his nose, and he said, ah, 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 boo! And he turned completely brown because he had a bite of chocolate. And George said, I guess ghosts can't eat chocolate. And the other ghost said, maybe we shouldn't have any more sweets. But George said, we just won't have any more chocolate. So Gavin took a bite of a sweet, and it was yummy. But then he felt a tickle in his nose, and he went, ah, 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 boo! And he turned white, orange, and yellow stripes. Do you know what he had a bite of? Candy corn. And George said, I guess ghosts can't eat candy corn. And the other said, we shouldn't have any more sweets. And George said, no, we can have more sweets. We just won't eat any more candy corn. Next was Gilbert. Gilbert took a bite of a sweet, and it was yummy. And then he felt a tickle in his nose, and he said, ah, 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 boo! And he turned green with brown all over him. Do you know what he had? He had a bite of caramel apple. And George said, oh, I guess ghosts aren't supposed to eat caramel apple. And all the other little ghosts said, we shouldn't have any more sweets. And George said, no, we just won't have any more caramel apple. So it was Gabby's turn next. She took a bite of a sweet, and it was yummy. And then she felt a tickle in her nose, and she said, ah, 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 boo! And she turned every single color, red, yellow, orange, green, and purple. Do you know what she ate? Skittles. And George said, I guess we can't eat Skittles. And the other little ghost said, no more sweets. Ghosts can't eat sweets. And George said, no, we can't eat chocolate, and we can't eat candy corn, and we can't eat caramel apples, and we can't eat Skittles, but there's one sweet left, and it's my turn, and I'm going to eat it. And he took a bite, and it was yummy, so he took more bites and more bites and more bites until, boo! He turned brown with polka dots because he had a chocolate chip cookie. And that is just when Mama Ghost came home and said, baby ghosts, have you been eating the little old lady's sweets? And they couldn't hide it. They had to say, yes, Mama. And she said, well, it's a good thing I brought some milk from the store because milk is white. And she poured them each a large glass of milk. And as they drank, they turned white again like a ghost is supposed to be. And they learned their lesson that they shouldn't be snacking on treats. Ghosts only have white food. The end.